Saseni Mkofiti, welcome to Cele's Reflection. Today I am so honored to be hosting this person. Like it feels like bado siamini niko na yeye on set. I can't believe I have you here. So guys, my guest today is, most of you have seen him, most of you have heard about him, most of you have interacted with him. And I'm very lucky to have you today, Mr. Ndung'u, Nyoro. I am so happy.
Thank you.
And I am so sure kuna mtu atasaidika leo, for sure. Many, not even one.
Actually, so many.
Yeah. So welcome to Cele's Reflection.
Thank you.
Here we just try to learn new things, hear stories of people that will encourage us, give us hope. Juu wengi wetu tumekufiwa na hope, hatuna hope hata kidogo. And that's why I have you today here, especially on Watoto, Wasome.
Yes.
So feel free.
Usiogope.
Hapa tuko easy. Hapa tunapiga tu story, unatuambia, unatuchanua,
yes.
Then we learn something from you.
Thank you.
So welcome very much.
I'm grateful, Cele. And I'm actually trying to teach myself to call you Cele. If you may allow, because I'm used to Wakavinye.
Feel free, ni sawa.
Because I'm one person who used to follow you from days back.
Really?
Yes.
From when?
From even before the Kavinye. So where we, so that journey,
Asante.
And being here with you, it's humbling, and I'm so grateful even for the opportunity. And is an affirmation that God loves what we do.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Of course he does. And I think that's why we have you here today. Because even seeing what you do out there, hiyo ni kaa spreading the word.
Sure. Ni vile hatuna title ya reverend.
Na hatutoi tithe. Na sadaka.
Kabisa.
But what you're doing is good to the community. Like, kukuwa na mseka wewe. Actually, ebu tell them what you do. Maybe tuna assume they know what you do.
Yes. Saseni. I know most of you call me Baba Watoto Wasome. But my real name is Ndung'u Nyoro. And we are the home of Watoto Wasome, where we give opportunity to young, academically gifted learners, but from very, very humble backgrounds. We give them an opportunity to continue dreaming that if they believe that education is what will make them change the status, their own status, the status of their family, we give them an opportunity to continue dreaming. So this Affecto Foundation, Watoto Wasome, is that space where we come, give you support, and you continue with your studies.
Were you once a teacher? Ama Watoto Wasome ilitoka wapi?
No, I wasn't a teacher. And I don't think I have any experience. Apart from labda tukiwa shule, vile mna joke na walimu hapa na pale, mkiwapea nickname, nini, hizo vitu. But I have never been a teacher. What I can say is that I've been a leader. Primary school, high school, college, so perhaps that could have, in one way or the other, contributed to making some of these decisions. Some of them not very easy to make, but here we are.
And you have a family?
Yes, I do.
So at what point did you think, naweza saidia watoto wasome?
Yes. Now, Cele, that time when I'm telling you that I used to follow you, I used to be very active in social media. Tulikuanga na kitu tulikuwa naita graduates.com, sijui kama hiyo ulikuwa unaisikia, then it came Facebook, then Twitter came and others. But I was very, very active on Facebook. Na hiyo wakati, I remember kuna time, somebody from our home area, alikuanga na mtoi msick, a sick child. Ikawa, the boy is very sick, and it was a chronic illness. Then he had a few years back lost his mother to the same illness. And here now the father is stuck. The boy is very sick. He's not able to take the son to hospital. Hana hata fare ya kupeleka, mtoi shule, hospitali. So I remember what he did, alivua mtoto shate. And then he had a, tumbo ilikuwa kubwa, akampiga picha. And then he used to walk with that photograph kwa watu. Wanaambia nisaidie nipeleke mtoto wangu shule. So one person from my home area, where I come from, akaona hiyo picha. akanitumia. Akaniambia, because I remember we were approaching Christmas. It was, I think, first week of December. Akaniambia, December is about giving back. Why don't we just give to this boy? Usiseme tu zawadi yake ni afya yake. So why don't we do something? And I saw the photo. I didn't know the boy. I didn't know the guy. But I was told he's from my home area. So what I thought, nitaipost tu kwa Facebook. Wale watu ni wa area yetu, niwaambie tu support mtoi. Apparently, it's not people from my home area who came, but people from my Facebook friends. Yes. Wale hata wengine hatujuani, and we were able to raise more than 100,000.
What?
That was my first instance ya kuchangisha kwa social media. And yule mzazi mwenye hata alikuwa anakosa fare akapata pesa ya kupeleka mtoi hospitali. Then he was referred from my referral to Kenyatta Hospital. The boy akaanza ku recover. And as we were approaching the new year, the boy was able to resume school.
What?
And as you keep sharing, people kept, appreciating. And then we realized, kumbe, this social media, we can also use it for helpful causes.
It is not always bad.
Yes, it's not all about, who is attacking who is unhappy with who. And that is where we started.
So you went with the journey, mpaka kijana
I kept
akaenda
on
shule.
updating. The boy went back to school. He kept on doing very, very well in school. And now that one experience took us to another. Even people now started coming and saying that, can we also help this one? Can you also help this one? And let me tell you, Cele, within a year, we even started supporting patients who are referred to places like India and even taking them for treatment.
What year was this when you first started this boy?
2014. 2014. So 2014, 2015, 2016.
Were you working by then?
Yes, I was.
So you are.
Yes, I was.
So ni ile tu una post ukiwa kwa.
Una post. Saa zingine, because again, these cases, you have to be sure they are genuine. Unachukua ka off kidogo, unakimbia, unaenda, unaangalia. Huh? Then, and I remember at one time, HR, alionanga kaniona kwa news, saa moja jioni. Akaniuliza, Nyoro bwana. What time do you work? Because hapa unaleta umeenda kupeleka huyu, mlikuwa mnapeleka patient India, mlikuwa mnafanya hivi. So it was, initially it was okay, but at some point, I also started struggling.
With your work? With
my work, and I could feel I'm being pushed towards this side of helping people. And I can tell you, that time again also people started knowing what we do, inviting us also to support them in other causes. So at that time is when I was invited by one of the banks that was championing causes for education. It used to offer scholarships to, and they still do even now. And they asked if I can be part of their community selection board to help identify the very, very deserving cases to join the scholarship program. And I think that is where now there was a shift from health-related causes to education. And I remember one time we visited a family. We walked into a compound. It was very deserted. And we found 2 children. One of them had just completed class 8, and another one was some years, I think he was in class 5 or class 6. And they were all alone, and they didn't even have a parent, and they had not eaten for a couple of days. So even for you to get their attention, you must first of all speak the language of food. So you provide food on the table so that now they can go to concentrate and tell you what is happening. So they had not seen their mother for, I think, 2 months. Mm-hmm. Yes, 2 months, and they are on their own. And even with all these problems, Cele, bado watu hii wanasoma. In the hope that hii masomo itakuja kubadilisha story. And sasa mtoto amefanya KCPE, amepita, and they have no one to push them to the next level. So this now kept on telling me, I think there's something we can do for these kids. So we went, we picked, selected. You told, bring this number of learners. You have triple the number. For example, they used to tell us the final cut is 16. 8 boys, 8 girls. Only in a region. Alafu sasa unaenda unakuta mumejaribu kutoka 300 applications, mumekuja 200, mumekuja 100, mumekuja 50, mumefika 40, mumeshindwa ni nani mtatoa. Because you are so sure none of these ataona mlango ya secondary school. Hapo sasa ndio tunajaribu kuvote haingiani, tunajaribu kudiscuss haingiani. So I just told them, just pick whoever you will pick. Then wale watabaki, let's see what we can do. So hao ndio walianzisha Watoto Wasome.
Oh, so this bank inashikilia wenye ilitaka.
Sasa wakachukua wenye walichukua, wenye walikwama tukachukua. Those are our first cohort.
So let me take you back. Hapa sasa ushatoka job.
No, at that point nimetoka, nimeresign na nimekuja tumeregister an NGO na gava isha tupatia barua. So Affecto is a registered NGO to run charitable causes in Kenya. So at that time sasa nilikuwa sasa nimetoka.
Sasa kama hawa watoto wenye ulienda mkapata peke yao, nani alikufikisha huko ama how ama pia
walikuja Facebook? What happens for the bank, there is always call for people to apply for. So unakuta chiefs, churches, kuna barua zinazungushwa. So we get these applications. Mkishapata mnaanza sasa kuvet. Mkipunguza. When you get now a good number, you start visiting them where they are and find out whether you can be able to pick them. So that was our first. And we picked we brought them to our program. Over the years, we decided as Affecto, our board decided, ours, we go for the very, very needy. So the very needy, it means you have explored all options. None is working. So what do? We wait, Cele Foundation, wanachukua wao, wanapeleka shule. Wale wengine, wanachukua wao, wanapeleka shule. Wale wengine, wanapeleka shule. Then, wanafunzi sasa wakiwa shuleni, sasa sisi ndio tunaanza kuzunguka kuuliza, ni nani alibaki?
Okay, the last lot.
Yes, so hao ndio sasa sisi tunachukua, tunapeleka shule.
Okay, so there's a time, let me remember. There's a time I saw you on Facebook.
Yes.
Kitambo kiasi, kitambo kiasi. This was the first time I encountered a story umeandika. Ya msichana alikuwa anafaa aende shule. Form 1. This one was not from a very, very humble. I feel like just something happened. Slot yake ikapotea. I thought that's when you started Watoto Wasome.
Around that time. That time. And Cele, your memory.
Your story ilini touch.
Yes. It was a painful one. But one of these days I'll introduce that young girl to you. You will not believe.
What was her story?
This young girl, the father is a carpenter. And the mother is just a housewife. So, kameweka bidii yake yote. Kameambiwa, na kanajua, having seen the kind of experience they're going through as a family. So, ameamua, ni mimi na vitabu. So the girl does so well, works so hard. And then akishafika class 8, results zimetoka, amefanya vizuri na ameitwa shule mzuri, but then there is no money to take her to school. So the father, being the man of the house, you have to keep encouraging your daughter. Don't worry, we are still exploring options. And they kept on knocking doors. But now when they realize it's taking longer, the dad went to this school, this secondary school, sought audience with the principal. He didn't meet the principal, but he met the deputy principal and told the deputy, I'm having a problem, but I feel if you give me 2 weeks, I'll have secured something to bring my daughter to school. And the deputy principal, akakubali. So he continued looking for help, And I remember there's a church which decided, wacha tu muandikie check ya mtoto kuingia. So they did a check. The father decides to take the daughter to school. Sasa wamenunua kila kitu. And the girl is very happy because again she was the one left in the village.
I remember the photo.
So now she's very happy knowing that sasa ameenda shule. The father, the mother and the daughter.
Na box na ndoo.
Na box. Kufika shule. Hata hizo 2 weeks hazikuwa zimelapse zenye walikuwa wamepewa. Kufika shule wakakuta principal. Principal akaambia, unfortunately, we no longer have a space for you. And she had even the guts to tell the father, mtafutie tu hata kama ni day school around your home area.
Na alikuwa ameitwa hiyo.
Ameitwa hiyo shule, ako na hiyo barua, na sasa hata amelipa school fees hata hiyo term. Mzee anaambia, tafadhali. The principal refused. They stayed in that school from morning up to 7 p.m., still pleading with the principal. The principal did not, and because ilikuwa mbali, walilala na watchman.
Oh no.
So the following morning is when now they went back home. Mtoto na box yake, na walirudishiwa pesa zao zenye walikuwa wamedeposit kwa account ya shule.
So umeumiza mzazi?
The father even cried.
Umeumiza mtoto mwenye alikuwa amefurahia ameenda shule.
Yes. Na ile heshima mtoto anakuanga amepea mzazi, amepata sasa mzazi at a very vulnerable point that she's looking up to the father to provide direction. Sasa hata yeye mpaka analia machozi. So umefanya hata heshima ya mzazi imeshuka chini. And it was a very painful experience. They went back home, and that is when I got to learn about the story. And
they reached out to you?
No.
Someone reached out to you?
Somebody did. And I felt so bad, and I wrote a very, very passionate letter to the principal. It went viral. It really, really went viral. Different people coming to ask how they can help, even the ministry. And after discussing, we said it is not the best environment to support in the young girl. So we looked for a different school, a county school. Tukapeleka mtoto wetu. Na sasa tukamwambia, sasa hii yenye mzazi alikuwa na ngangana, wacha sasa sisi tungangane. And I remember I met the young girl at home. She didn't even know me. Lakini anashindwa anaambia sasa huyu ndio atakuwa na kulipia school fees.
So it was a blessing in a way.
Even that girl tells me. Because after that, she worked so hard, finished high school, she had a B+, went to campus. Now she's in her 3rd year. And she's also very passionate. She's a leader because actually even in the new school where she went, by the time she was end of Form 2, she was the head girl.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh,
so
nice.
They really, loved, and she also, those leadership opportunities, she took them very positively. She feels there was an injustice for her, which at some point in life she'll come and correct. So that is why she went and became a leader. Even as we speak, that girl has been very passionate about, young people, opportunities for young people, going to international conferences just to see how they can, have solutions. Last year, she went to represent a factor in Thailand. This year...
She's part of the Watoto Wasome?
Yeah, she's part of the beneficiaries of our program. This year, she went to Dubai. Last week, she was in Turkey. Just passionately speaking about opportunities for young men.
They have siblings? She has siblings?
She has a younger brother. Now, she tells me, huyo sasa hatasomeshwa na mtu, yeye ndio atasomesha.
Well done.
Yes.
Well done.
Yes.
I feel like hapo ndio sasa those you're doing the Lord's work. That is what you're actually doing. Juu, we get this many, kama sahi si shule wamefanya class 8.
Yes.
And this thing is happening out there.
Yes.
I feel like ni kitu hata mtu anaweza kuambia face to face, amepita kona A lakini nipatie pesa fulani nikupe slot.
Exactly.
It is happening,
It's happening
without even hiding.
Yes, it's happening.
I've seen it firsthand with my cousin. Unaambiwa uwekele a huge figure.
And you see now the most painful thing is, anakwambia uwekele, and then for that mwenye alikuwa
anatupwa,
anawekwa nje.
Hata we mwenye unaambiwa uwekele hauna, si ati you have it.
Yes.
You're looking for a space. Nataka tu mtoto aingie. Juu kuwekelea haiko kwa school fees.
Yes.
It is just kuwekelea upate space.
Alafu school fees siku hizi yenye iko hapo kwa barua sio hiyo.
Oh no.
Usidanganywe. Ask any parent.
Hiyo ni ya
akwambia ati ina year 53,000.
How?
My friend, now can you double that? So in a year the expenses za shule, there'll be double of what you have seen on that.
And this is something that even Watoto Wasome bado mna experience.
Yes, we do experience. It's especially this year, it has been our toughest year. School fees was in an increase on a termly basis. So what you had budgeted for at the beginning of the year, mnajikuta kuna mahali mumekwama because school fees keep on increasing term after term after term after term. So it's quite an, tunapambana yes, lakini imekuwa ngumu sana.
How many kids? How many, like, unaweza sema mko na wangapi hivi?
In high school, tuko na 114.
114
Yes.
students.
And we're talking about full support.
104.
114.
Hizo ni school fees za watoto 114.
Yes. Na nimekwambia usibudget na 53,000.
Sio ile kwa karatasi.
Apana. And then once they get into a program, it's a wholesome kind of support. So tuko na 114 na tuko na 53 wenye wako kampo. And anything that is school related, that cost is on us.
Be it
Which?
trips.
Trips, so you're talking about books, you're talking about uniform,
Meals.
you're talking about, yes, the tuition, talking about your motivation fee ya walimu, inakujaga mingi, kuna development, unasikia hii term wanatoa 20, ingine
Wananunua basi.
10, sijui wanajenga hostel, those kind of things, but also transport. And sometimes somebody who mention transport anaweza sema si mob. But I want you to figure a scenario of you have a boy in Malindi and he's schooling in Kirinyaga. Can you guess how much it costs us to one way?
One way ni ka 3,000.
No, you're wrong.
5.
6,000.
One way.
Yeah.
At Malindi.
Coming all the way Malindi to it costs us 6,000. Sasa weka huyo mtoto atarudi
12,000.
what do you call it, midterm, afungue tena midterm na end term tena afunge. So when you look at that, unakuta hata fare, it's equivalent to the school fees yenye umelipia huyo mtoto.
You can't get a school in Malindi.
Now the problem is, this, I don't know how they think they call decentralization or something. So where you find students from this part of the country,
Yeah.
they are being sent to this part of the country. So we have some in Mombasa schooling at Kisii. We have some in Kisii schooling in Nairobi.
True.
Somebody from Marsabit
Ndo
schooling in Taita Taveta.
Yeah,
So they're spread all across. And you see, we're talking about people from humble backgrounds. So if you don't come and meet that cost, hata umwamue kumlipia school fees, hakuna mahali ataenda. So we come, we make sure that they're in school. Then at the end of the term, again, we bring them together. Where now we bring in, it's a week of them sharing their experiences. It's of a mentorship boot camp, where you come, you meet me, I meet you, you share experiences, I learn the challenges you're going through. I tell you about mine and how I'm, going around them. Then you learn, you're not the only one who is in problems. You're not the only one who is having, some challenges in life. Then we bring in professionals also. They come and talk to these young people. So at the end of that week, you go now knowing that the other term, you'll be now on a different level. And that has enabled us, Celestine, to have 100% transition. High school transitioning now to tertiary, imekuwa tu ni smooth because we have been able to pick these students, we have been able to encourage them, we have been able to mentor them, been able to support them in school. And now they are now on a different focus. And they know that this is an opportunity for me to change my own story.
Now, I'm thinking that by the moment you're going to look at the kids that have been left when you're agenda shule completely,
yes.
You find that family at a certain state.
Yes.
So how is it when you take the kid, ni sawa umesaidia mtoto, they haven't eaten in the last couple of days, umemsaidia umempeleka shule, but now the family, sasa huyu mzazi.
Yes. Initially,
and
that's why I told you that it's a whole experience on its own. Initially, I thought, ukichukua mtoto, that's all. But I've realized, Hata nikikuchukua kama ni wewe Cele, nikupatie hiyo nafasi. Ukienda shule, you don't even concentrate.
My mom hana my sisters.
You have left your siblings hungry. So it's become, we had to think through that. We had an experience of one boy, I think he was in Form 2 then, who came and told me he wants to shift from a boarding school to a day school. So I asked him, why? He told me he can't concentrate in school. He feels like his brothers are struggling so much at home. So he wants to be in a day school so that at least if they are suffering, they suffer together. And if there's something he can do to support his siblings, he'll be happy about it. That challenged me. And then after we discussed as a team, we called the mother. We had a meeting and we figured out whether we can support her, start like a small business. And she was comfortable. And when we started last year, the business has still been ongoing. It's picked up, and now even the young man changed his mind. I asked him, do you still want to be in? Akaniambia hapana, sitaki sasa, wako sawa.
Now he's at peace.
So that is just one of the several experiences. We are still on piloting stages, but to answer your question, we have started now looking at the family of our beneficiaries and trying to figure out, is there a way we can empower them economically? So that as we support this one person, the others, we are also growing together with them. So we have, I think, 4 families so far that we have already started, some income generating projects for them. And we hope in future, we can now scale it up, subject to availability of funds. And again, also depending on how we understand the whole situation. So yes, we are trying. We are not there yet, but we are trying.
That's good. At least you've thought about it. So I'm sure in the next couple of years, itakuwa pia imeingia
yes. And because the 4 that we have started supporting, it is working out very well. And I'll give you an example of a young girl, end of second term this year. She had done so well. Actually, she's in Form 1. She had done so well. And she was the top candidate in the entire Form 1. She had a very strong, clean A. I think it's only one subject, English, she didn't score A, the rest. And this girl, like I've said, she reported to school very late. So late in first term, was able to settle. And second term, now she's the one now who is leading everyone. So I called her to the office and I told her, I want to reward you because I'm very, very proud of how you've been able to pick up very fast. So tell me what kind of a present you would... I'm giving you that priority to tell me what you would like, preference. Akaniambia, wacha nisikuambie sahi, wacha niandike a note. So she left my office, went to a different office. She wrote a very beautiful letter. And she told me, I am raised by a single mom, but I don't get even to meet my mom because my mom works in a different county as a house help. For me and my siblings, we live with our grandmother. So I'm only asking if you could give me an opportunity to live together with my mom. Is it possible to start a small business for my mother? So she left that note and sneaked out. So when I saw the note, I had to call my team. I called the girl and we organized. So now we did a trip. The girl and one of our staff went to where the mom was, told the mom to start looking for ideas on what kind of a business. The mom cried, actually, because she was never expecting that. When they reported back to school, the mom started operating a shop. Now she moved from this job and started operating a shop. In the Cele, I think we are now, because every end of week she has to submit her records on how the business is doing. In the first week, she was averaging 1,000 per day sales. The second week, she realized apart from a shop, I think a grocery would do. So she added. So the sales again shifted from 1,000 to about 1,800. This week that has just ended, There is a day she did a sale of 2,500 in just a day.
A day.
So they have already now gone past 2,000. What now that tells me is that the prayer that this girl had for her mom, by the time she's coming for holidays, she'll find now her mother perhaps ametafuta kanyumba mahali, ama tu mahali tu anaishi, na sasa anza kuishi na watoto wake. I think we've answered her prayer.
True.
So that is what we are trying to see, and it is bringing families together in a very beautiful way.
What was, sasa umenifanya nikafikiria kitu. What was the most happiest thing ushaifanya?
Yes.
Like this one, what you've said about this, because I can imagine msichana akifunga shule,
Yes.
atamwaga machozi za furaha.
Yes.
She'll be very happy.
Yes.
What was that one thing ushaisaidia mtu? Like one, it seemed very difficult. Ukasikia roho yako, hata nikasimamia hapa. Hii nimemaliza, nimeaccomplish.
I think all of them are beautiful, beautiful experiences. Because when you get to experience this, I remember, was it 2018? A Facebook friend called me. Kaniambia, I would like to see you. Nikamwambia, so I gave him directions where I was. Kaniambia, I'm coming to see you. So he came. Sasa hakuja peke yake.
Facebook friend?
Yeah.
Huyu ni mtu wa mjuani?
Tulikuwa tunajuana tu Facebook.
Okay.
Our friendship ni ile tu ya Facebook.
Okay.
But ile ya you have conversations. So now he comes, and he comes with a young man. This young man, hata alikuwa na slippers. Ndio akaniambia, I have met this young man, and amenipata. That guy was operating a shop. Amenipata kwa shop yangu. And he had an exercise. He had a small exercise book. You remember those tunini yenye kadogo? Where anachangisha pesa. So ukiandika Cele, ukimpatia 20 bob, anaandika Cele hapo 20 bob. Ndung'u Nyoro, 10 bob, anaandika hivyo. So he came to my shop. So he asked me for pesa. Nikamuuliza ni ya nini. Akaniambia, wengine waliingia shule na yeye anatamani kuenda shule na hajaweza kuingia form 1. So the boy now the guy asked the boy, so how much have you been able to raise so far? Akasema, in a day I can even do 100 or 200. Lakini nikifika home hakuna chakula, so mami pia. So sina. So jamaa akaona hata akimchangia, still the cycle repeats itself. That's why now he called me. Akaniambia, mimi sasa nimeleta huyu kijana, sasa wewe jua venye utafanya na yeye.
Ndio nakuona
mimi hiyo story sasa nimemali. Yeah, let me tell you, Cele, I had to get a quick fix at that point. So, to cut the long story short, the young man reported to school in Western. He went for the 4 years. He managed to go to campus. And as we are speaking, he's busy planning for his future.
What?
Jamaa alikuwa anachangisha. He's busy planning for his future. So those are some of the things that... And then also, the kind of feedback I get from parents.
The feedback.
The mentorship that we had for August. There's a mzee from Kamusinga. Kamusinga, I think, is in Western. When he was told his granddaughter has gone to school, has managed, akaulizia ni nani huyo? Akasema amesaidia sana mtoto wangu. Amesaidia mtoto wangu. So this mentorship, alituma bata. Ikawekwa kwa bus. So bata ikakuja ikashukishwa Kangemi.
Ukapewa.
Kangemi nikaletewa mpaka penye nilikuwa. Nikaambiwa hii, it is so and so's grandfather. Amesema mbarikiwe sana. So, you know, it makes the whole family very happy, knowing that they had reached their end. And now it's a whole different experience.
Like you are their angel.
We just thank God that that opportunity is able to turn around the entire family. They remain hopeful, knowing that sasa, tulikuwa tumefika mwisho, mambo sasa imeanza kubadilika.
So now that there are those who've done class 8, waiting for next year, there are those who hawana hope kabisa, by the way.
Yes.
Kuna mse anajua sasa, nimaliza class 8, that's the end.
That's it, yeah.
So ebu talk to that person. Hata kama hatafika kwa affecto, hata kama hatakuja kwenu. Maybe, I'm sure there are many youths, like there are many Nyoros out there doing the same thing. Ebu mpatie tu hope kiasi.
One thing I tell my students, even the ones that are in our program, what they did is perhaps one of the first determination to us considering them for the scholarship. What is beyond you? Wacha kukimbilia. You know for sure, hakuna hope ya kwenda high school. Lakini usikose kuweka bidii kwa sababu hakuna hope. Ile Mungu amekupa hiyo nafasi. Soma. Give your best. And let me tell you, at that point where you have done what you could have done, now God comes and does his part. He does his part. And it has happened. It may not be Ndung'u, it may not be this bank, but if you do your part, I can tell you for a fact, God will also do his part. So wewe wacha kungangana saa hii ati kusema hauendi high school. Do what you can do. See, you are in class. Can you study? Can you focus? Do you have those teachers? Talk to them. Let them support you. Wewe jitayarishe ni kama mtu anaenda high school. Do your bit. And once you do that, let me tell you, Cele, an opportunity will always come. Sometimes it comes late, but it happens. There's a young girl we met. Actually, somebody sent a Facebook message and told me of a girl from South Sudan who had come to study, and she had passed so well, but she has not been able to go to. And the auntie she's living with does not even understand Kiswahili. So hata kwa kuomba msaada hakuna. So she's just in the house. And when I was told, it was towards end of first term, I had to travel all the way to Nakuru. I met the girl. I just felt like, she had done so much. Went to the school where she had received the invitation, a national school. Spoke to the principal, and the principal accepted. Akasema mtoto aingie second term. And that girl, second term, she got in. Towards the end of second term, she was awarded as the most improved student. Yet, ni mtu mwenye alikuwa amefanya mtihani, hana mtu wao huku. In fact, I was told they were preparing to take her back to South Sudan. Because sasa hawezi kaa huku bila masomo. And now she's now happily in class. And she calls me after every 2 weeks to, update me. But she did her part. If she had not done her part, maybe you could not even have known that she existed. So what I usually tell people, when you get that opportunity, you do what is yours. What is beyond you, leave it to God. Lakini usiwe saa yote unahuzunika. Again, don't think too much about your family. Because even if you do, there's nothing much you can do to them. Ni maombi tu tunaweza ombea. But if you work hard in life, perhaps some few years later, you'll get a nice job. You'll come back and start supporting them. But now when you are in whatever you are, you can only pray for them. Focus on building yourself. Focus on creating a good future for yourself. Then these other things will fall in place.
I am truly grateful. I am so grateful, especially your focus on hiyo yuko nayo sahi. Huko kwetu Shago nanga mtu akiachia shule class 2 juu. Hana hope ya for high school.
Akisemanga masomo haina kazi.
Ama nikukusha exactly sitaenda secondary lakini unaachia class 2. Si hata ufike class 8 yenye uko na uko na primary.
Fanya hiyo KCPE sasa semanga hakuna hope.
Exactly. Yes. Sio kuachia class 4 ati juu sitaenda secondary. Kuna 5 6.
Yes.
Maybe by the time you're in 8, also if you're coming na upate mtu wa class 4 utamsaidia aje.
That is it. That is it. So the best thing, Cele, focus on building yourself. Build yourself. Mahali sasa wewe umefika mwisho, Mungu anaanza safari na wewe.
True. Yeah, and that's our problem as human beings. We worry too much.
Yes. Even things that you cannot be able to do anything.
You cannot.
Yes.
But we find ourselves worrying. Yeah, leave them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I feel like you're doing such a good thing. You're doing such a good initiative. You're doing such Okay, this one I'm not supposed to say. Last year there's someone, a very close person, who tukienda Christmas kwa kanisa, mtu fulani akasema wana school fees. Not even alisema. My mom told us ule mtu ana school fees. Then sometime this akienda shule itam January, madhe akapata your school fees. Like akampea na huyu mtu akasema usimwambie ni ya nani nini. So you see, we have angels everywhere.
True.
Like we have good people doing the good job everywhere. Ni venye watu wako wengi wanasumbuka, but we also have good people like you who are doing this Lord's work every day. And my prayer to you guys is, may you never lack. Because najua kukuwa na watoto
14.
Mi tu niko na wangu wawili. So kukuwa na watoto 114, even you, it takes in a lot. Yeah, so the people who are helping you, the people who are behind you, affect you as a family, may you guys never lack.
Amen.
Yeah. Mnafanya kazi mzuri sana.
Thank you. And I must appreciate that hiyo yote Cele ni Wakenya wamesimama na sisi. Venye tu umemention tu, mtu ako na shida hapa, naye Mungu naye ana connect mwingine, anakuja anasaidika. So us as a factor, we are just like connectors. Tunaenda tunachukua huyu, and then kuna mwingine ana sacrifice 100 bob yake, na mwingine huyu anaenda shule.
Sure.
So for us, it's just a platform to make sure that all of us are able to get these opportunities in life.
Yeah.
And we are truly, truly grateful, even to God, for giving us that opportunity to serve.
Well done. Yeah. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
And if you want to reach him, the details are here, Facebook, email, website.
Yes.
Reach out to them.
And our office as well.
Yeah. Kama kuna msiku wa kijijini mnaona anaweza saidika, please. Mtoto asisome apite. Kwanza wenye wao upita asikose kwenda.
Yeah. Hapo.
Please reach out to him. The Affecto family watamuembrace, watamkubali. Maybe utakuwa umechange life ya mtu.
Kabisa.
Just by connecting.
Kabisa.
Yeah. Now I want to ask, after we all know social media, hakukosangi ukora.
Yeah.
Do you have that one bad time experience with Facebook?
I do have.
Ile mbaya yenye ulipatana na mkora.
Ile yenye mpaka unajiuliza, ni kweli ni Mungu alikuita kwa hii kazi? Because you feel you're at your lowest.
What was it?
I've never even had an opportunity to speak so much about it. But because you've asked, I'm going to share. It was in 2017. Somebody reached out to me and told me there is a patient who is very sick. And they have been trying to raise money for a whole year for her to be taken to India for treatment. And they have tried Harambes in church, they have tried doing walks, and they needed 8 million to take that patient to India for treatment. And it was quite sad. So I went, I visited the patient. I found her in a house where she had been put, and she was using some machines to breathe. And then that machine is connected to power.
In a house ama kwa hospital?
In a house, kwa nyumba.
Oh, so it's someone within Nairobi?
Yes, it was in Kasarani.
Oh.
And then on the side there is a generator. So I asked, what is this generator for? So they told me the machine uses power. And the moment power goes off,
automatically,
then it means we might also lose the patient. So the generator has to be there at all times. Even when going to hospital, she has to use the generator. So, Yes. So I asked about the documentation, went through them, and I was convinced that we need to help this patient. And I did the story. Kenyans picked up the story. Within 1 week, we had 9.5 million Kenya shillings.
9.5 in a week?
In a week.
9.5 million?
Yes. But now that is where the problem started. Because I have met a sick person, I have met a family which is, asking for help. But now we have raised the money, Then they say, now kazi yako imeisha, give us the money, wacha sasa tupeleke mgonjwa wetu hospitali.
Or the money was being channeled to
No, we had a pay bill.
Oh, okay.
Where I was not even a signatory.
Okay.
It was the landlord, it was, I think, the mom and somebody else. But now when they went to withdraw the money, so they were asked whether I am aware. Wakasema kazi yangu
Imeisha.
Then they were told he has a moral obligation of updating the people who contributed money on how that money is being
now
used.
The Kenyans.
Yes. So can you first of all have the courtesy of informing him? Sasa wakakatazwa kuchukua pesa. Na wakaambiwa, now you have to add him as one of the signatories. And they did. Then we sat, nikawauliza, so what is the progress? Wakaniambia sisi tuko na daktari, na daktari yeye ndiye anajua kwenye tunaenda. Because I'm asking them, which hospital are you going? Daktari ndio anajua kwenye I told them now, for the sake of updating Kenyans, I need clarity. So can you bring the doctor hapa? Tukuwe na kikao atueleze. So tukairisha to the following day. The said doctor, when he came, akasema, I am not supposed to be asked questions. Mine, I'm only supposed to deal with the patient, and that is it. Na mimi nikamwambia, as long as I'm the one who mobilizes for resources, I have the right to know how this patient is being treated and where she's going to be treated. Hapo ikanipatia wasiwasi. So I called the hospital, Kenyatta. Nikaambia, I want to know much about this particular daktari. Sadly, he was not a registered doctor. So I came back to the family and I told them, nyinyi mlikuwa mnasema tupatiane milioni 9 kwa huyu. Actually, they were telling me that the money should be transferred to his account. Yeah, aende na patient to India. So nikawaambia, mlikuwa mnaniambia ni tupatie huyu pesa. How do you know him? Hata mahali anaishi hawajui. Ati walipatananga tu kwa corridors za Kenyatta. So I told them, that is not going to happen. And what Kenyatta have said, even the documentation that you have, it has to go through the right channel. Even the referral ya kwenda India and all that. So we started the entire process. Unaenda unaona physician, anakufanyia test, nini.
So you started another process now with
afresh.
this patient.
And that is where, Cele, even with all this bad experience, which I will share, I will never tell people that this lady was not sick. She never faked her illness. What I know, and before God, is that if this patient, we didn't step in at that time, the story could have been different today. We started, you visit gynecologist, anafanya nini zake zote, anaandika report, anatupatia. We moved to neurologist, anafanya test zake, anaandika report. So all those reports from all the doctors, specialists, is what was combined. And now we were able to be given a referral and approval from the ministry, and we were able to now look for a hospital in India, where now we took this patient. So they were cooperating up to that point. Now the family, they were cooperating. We took the patient to India. When she went to India, see, unaona tunaongea mambo ya 9.5 million. Treatment cost 1.5. Meaning this quack doctor that was there in the picture, this is what he would have pocketed. Because yeye alikuwa amewambia ni 8 million. Unaona? So wakaenda wakaambiwa ni 1.5 million. So she was treated. But they said every 3 months, you come back to hospital.
To India?
India for checkup.
After every 3 months?
Every 3 months, you come to India for checkup. So when they came back, how vile waliona wametumia 1.5, wakaanza kupiga hesabu na hizi pe.
Oh no.
Sasa hatutakuwa tunaishi kwa kurent, we need to buy land, kaplot, tuanze kudevelop. Nimekuwa nikitumia taxi, I need a small car to be taking me around. Na mpaka waka negotiate, even that land they had even negotiated. When they came to me, kambia iwezekani. we will transfer this money, ufanye kenye unafanya, and then after hizo 3 months, you're supposed to go back to India. Hauna. Or in between, an emergency happens. Will you go and tell Kenyans to start contributing money because you bought land with the money they gave you? I told them it cannot work. Hapo sasa, I'm just trying to answer. Hapo sasa ndio sasa ile
vita ilianza.
Yes. Ikafika sasa she wants to go for the second trip. So we are asking her, how much do we facilitate you? Hataki kusema.
The patient
goes to, yes. Goes
so
to
the
India.
patient was for we buy land.
Yes. Yes. Kwanza patient ndio alikuwa anasema anataka kununua kagari kadogo.
Oh no.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So they forgot about the ugonjwa. They started looking at other things. Na here, mimi naekea break. In fact, I told them, all this money is yours. By the day the doctor will tell you, you no longer need to come to India. Hata ukisemea huko na utuonyesha barua daktari amekupatia. By the time you land in Kenya, hiyo pesa yote itakuwa imetransferiwa kwa account yako. Lakini hakusikia. Ikakuwa back and forth. So ikakuwa mpaka mahali ikanichafulia jina. And I was so angry. I felt so bad because huyu ni mgonjwa ambaye ulikuta hali yake vile iko. Huyu ni mgonjwa mnatoka kwao saa 9 trying to make sure that he document approval, he imeenda kuhakikisha mpaka India tunapeleka mpaka airport. You know, you have stopped doing everything else for her interest.
Right now, she's not moving the generator. She's not moving.
Now, when she went for the first visit, I think this is something they did. Akapatiwa aka smaller gadget yenye wakati tu akianza kupand ndio sasa anaanza kuitumia. So she was not now like full time. And I wouldn't say that I have maintained contact after that because whatever I went through that time, the pain I went through that time, my family, whatever pain they went through, I felt I didn't deserve, especially after the many sacrifices. And I had to stop even fundraising. And that is how now we had to focus even on setting up our organization, where people will not be dealing with individuals, we'll be dealing with organizations. And umenirudisha nyuma kidogo, lakini it was the most painful experience. And I have never wanted a repeat of such. Yeah. Lakini yuko, and namuonanga. But now Kenyans, hawajai samehea. And that is perhaps what I would plead with Kenyans. It's okay. She may have made that one wrong decision, or her family may have made that one wrong decision at that time to demand money before she had recovered fully. But as much as we are pained by that, let's not say that she faked her illness.
She was sick.
She was sick.
And now she's okay.
She's, like I'm saying, I cannot 100% say what is happening right now.
Okay.
But after we took her to India first and second, I think a lot of improvement had been noted. And she was not using the cylinder, she was just having something, very small gadget that she could put in a handbag, where when she feels that, like, it's like an asthma attack, you feel like you're no longer able to do it, she can be able to put it and be able to pace up. But the lady was sick.
The lady was sick.
Yes, and if
Tumsamehe.
Tunaweza samehea, hata sisi zile madhambi tumefanya
ni mingi sana.
Na unakuta kila siku tunasamehewa tu.
Tunasamehewa tu.
Si tusamehe hata.
But I'm really sorry. On behalf of Kenyans, I am really sorry.
Yes, but I'm grateful because again, it helped me now learn how to deal with people. That even if somebody comes and they say they are needy, you need to see beyond that. Yeah? Is it the need that is making them very humble? Ama ukimwempower atakuwa sasa tena ni ile snake sasa ya kukupatia venom.
Na nakuanga na hiyo shida sana DM. You receive complaints of someone who is sick. You tell them, me, I'll do my part. But kuekelea nje, siwezi confirm.
Yes.
Also, there are many. Yeah, so pole sana.
Yes,
I am
thank you.
really sorry.
Yes. But
beyond that, you're doing a good job.
Let me tell you, Cele, even with that bad experience, I have so many beautiful experiences.
Well done.
That even in my lowest moment, they are like the ones that I keep pushing me up, pushing me to another level. You look at these students, these like now the ones I've shared with you, where they were, where they could have been, and now where they are. that is enough motivation
True.
that you want to keep supporting somebody else.
True.
And another and another.
Keep doing the good work.
Thank you.
At least they fuel your soul. Those good things zinafanya unaamka, unatafuta mwingine, unasaidia.
Yes.
And we are grateful.
Asante.
Na pole sana.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hiyo nini lakini ni sawa.
Pole.
But I would be more happy if Kenyans could let
The lady go.
be
Yeah.
herself.
Msimwacheni. Yeah.
I think tumempunish for too long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to my show.
Asante.
It was a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, and like I said, you're fan number one.
Me
and,
too. Fun.
And I know even some who will watch here, they will also tell you that they are your fan, and they are the supporters of Watoto Wasome.
Well
so
done.
actually, your people, they are also the ones that have built this ministry. Yes.
God bless you too.
Thank you.
May you never lack.
Sure.
Yeah.
Asante.
Asante sana.
Good.
Thank you so much, guys. See you next week. Bye-bye.